What's going on, y'all? This is Drop 200 talking. We got some new skill we're balancing and a new ban list, and I'm excited because y'all will know shortly. I told you it was gonna happen. They should have done it a long time ago. I think things are looking up. I'm having more faith in Konami as we speak. They've been doing really good with balancing things out. Let's get into the skills first of all, and then we'll get to the meat of the situation. Alright, so these are the skills that we're balancing. I see the agenda they're trying to push. They're trying to be able to have it to where we have more flexibility and in the skills to where you get to add random monsters from your deck to your hand. I won't go over all of them, but I'm gonna go over the ones I think will be played more likely with the skill buffs that they're adding on January the 24th. Actually, it's on the 16th for the skill balancing. Sorry, it's the 16th for the skill balancing. So, literally in 6 days, we will have the new skills initiated. But here's the 3 skills I think are going to be used. The first one, Bring It. Can be used each time your life points decrease by 1,000. So the update is from where it used to be, where you have to use a lot more life points. So now all you gotta do is lose 1,000 life points. So now this kind of competes with reinforcements with the Paleozoic Rich Raider deck, to where now instead of waiting until you lose 1,800, which not a lot of monsters can do, compared to sometimes you just want to get that, you know, you don't have to wait too many turns for that Witch Raider play. You could go for the OTK literally 3rd, 4th turn, or 1st turn if you go, I mean 2nd turn if you go 1st. So yes, reinforcements still give you that hand control, but Bring It could be able to bring out your combos a lot faster because now you have to lose less life points instead of waiting to lose more life points to bring out the Witch Raider play. So I do think Bring It will see some play for the Paleo Witch Raider deck. Kyber Court Bling is my second favorite pick because I think more people are going to see play with this because with the new Obelisk coming out, I think Obelisk is going to be a really good card. I think it's going to see some play in the meta. I really do, because it's just a really strong 4K beater. Can't be targeted. You can't chain to its summon, so you can't floodgate it. You know what I mean? So Floodgate is completely useless against that card. What else? I think there's not many cards that can really hurt it. I'm probably going to talk about that. You know, not many cards can really go against it. You know, Drowning Mirror Force. I think Obelisk is going to see a lot of play. It could be easily drawable now because if you decrease your life points by 1,000, only 1,000, that's just a Cosmic Cyclone away from activating. You know, you would have to probably activate it on your next draw phase, but in phase, Cyclone and then wait to draw into your next phase. You know, then there's a lot of cards that can easily summon it. A Tribute deck, I think Tribute Burial. I think you could probably use Tribute Burial for it. You could use Fur Hires, you know, special summon. You always have 3 monsters on the field almost all the time with Fur Hires. You know, Tribute for Obelisk. You know, not that many cards can really beat Obelisk. Yeah, you have Widespread Drowning, stuff like that, cards that don't target. But in most matchups, you know, you bring out Obelisk late game, you have it. You pretty much have the game. You know what I mean? So Obelisk, really good with Kyber Court Bling. I can see some play with it. Last and not least, Miracle Fusion time. Yes, we already have Miracle Fusion in the game, but now since this card is a lot more usable, it's just a mirror wall activation away from actually activating to where instead of your normal draw, you can activate Miracle Fusion from outside of your deck. So you could pretty much use 4 Miracle Fusions, or if you're low on Miracle Fusions, you could use this skill instead. I know we have Miracle Draw, but Pot of Greed is a good card. It really is. Miracle Draw is really good, but you know, I think Miracle Fusion time could be usable now. Also, especially with the new Mass Hero support, I can see Miracle Draw being used even more. Also, probably for even more future updates, let's say we get more fusion monsters. I could definitely see Miracle Fusion time if you wanted that extra Miracle Fusion for the special summons on top of your 3. So I can see some options with Miracle Fusion time now, since it's a lot more easier to use compared to its 1,000 life points or below, where it's pretty much unusable. So I think those are my best 3 skills to be used from the buffs. And let's go on to the ban list, where everyone's been waiting for. Yes, yes, and yes. They finally did it. They finally hit Spellbook of Fate. They should have done this last ban list. I don't know what they were thinking. But finally, they got some sense, and they finally hit Spellbook of Fate. The people who said they wasn't going to hit it, yeah, right. They were, yeah, right. You need to bring some common sense. Konami had some common sense. I'm glad they finally hit Spellbook of Fate. They should have hit this a long time ago. They finally hit it to 2. The biggest hit to this deck is they cannot use Tretch anymore, and they have to use alternatives to using Spellbook of Fate. I have 4 alternatives that if I was a Spellbook user, I would use. 1. Sphere Karibo. Sphere Karibo is good to at least last you a turn, especially against the Rising Quackimiru, especially the KC Cup, as there will be a Rising Quackimiru play for the KC Cup. Sphere Karibo is probably a good alternative. I've seen it used the last KC Cup. It's triggered me. I won't lie, I've seen when people use Spellbook of, but they had it with Tretch and all that, so it was a little triggered. But this time it's going to be a lot less powerful. So Spellbook of Fate to 2 was going to probably increase Sphere Karibo play in that deck. 2, Magical Something. I know they're going to want to keep recycling this card as much as possible. So they will use Magical Something so they can get the recycle from activating the Spellbooks. And they can keep recycling a lot faster. 3, Zing Zang Hu. I know people were playing this in the KC Cup as well. Do what is Zing Zang Hu, because if they run Mind Scan, they'll worry less about the back row and more for monster removing with Spellbook of Fate, so they don't have to recycle as much. So expect more play in Zing Zang Hu. 4 is Cosmic Cyclone. To now, since they won't be able to, Cosmic Cyclone is going to be for a different skill, which I'll talk about shortly. But Cosmic Cyclone's good for removing the back row that you see either via Mind Scan or the skill I'm about to bring up after this. They may have to bring that card back just to replace the Treacherous, because if they worry more about the back row, then it's really good. So I know a lot of players don't like to hit the monster zone. Don't like to hit the back row with Fate. They try to save it for the monsters. You know, they rather attack into the back row if they don't see it as that challenging. So I know Cosmic Cyclone will help in that ordeal. That and Zing Zang Hu. Also, Secret skill to probably think about using instead of Mind Scan. They may have to go back to Arcana's what was it called? The skill where they recycle the spell trap card. The spell cards from their graveyard. I cannot think of it right now. Let's check it right quick.
Am I confident in my dueling? Not at all. Showtime.
Show of Nightmares. There we go. Show of Nightmares. I think they're gonna probably use more Show of Nightmares now due to the fact that they want to recycle more due to the Fate being limited to 2. Because I know recyclability is one of the main factors of Spellbooks. So I do expect more play in Show of Nightmares due to this nerf. My scan will still probably be #1, but I guess I could definitely see more play in Show of Nightmares. Also, Silent Sword Slash. Yes, 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 yes. So due to the new box coming out, Silent Sword Slash is getting hit, so it doesn't be absolutely broken. Silent Sword Slash is a broken card. I will agree, especially from the last Gamble deck or the Show of Nightmares deck. You know, this deck was pretty annoying to go against. I won't lie. It was really annoying to go against. So I'm glad they hit it. the Show of Nightmares deck does have to add extra card to compensate, which could mess up with their consistency. I'm glad that will hurt them because I hated that. I hate the fact they had to use that card. Yeah, Sandstorm Stats is just a broken card. Glad they hit it. Because it was such an annoying deck. Because yeah, it was so powerful. It was just so powerful that it was so hard to shut down. There's not much counters that can counter it. Glad they make that hit. Also, I wish they had Yugioh, but I wish they had Yugioh on the ban list. Like I said again, if I haven't said it yet, but Spellbooks the greater of the two evils. I'm glad they hit the greater of the two at least. You know, I know people were complaining about Trick Up My Sleeve, hitting Trick Up My Sleeve as a skill hit, but I'm glad they didn't. They didn't listen to the little kiddish complaints that some of these people have in the community, because they hate to see people taking advantage of some things, and it's annoying. You know, it's like then Konami is gonna kill everything just because it's more convenient for you to beat. You know what I mean? Because people would like to complain like baby so they could get an advantage in a duel, and I'm glad Konami didn't ponder to that section of the community to where they think, oh, just because they want an easy life, they want easy life in the game to where they could get KOG easy, to where they just hit everything so it'd be convenient for them to get KOG or to be able to win duels with. And I'm glad they didn't pander to that crowd, because like I said, and I've said continuously, Trick Up My Sleeve is not, there's nothing wrong with it. It should stay how it is. If it's exploitable for one deck, then fine. It's not broken, so it should be left as it is. Blue Eyes is not that big a deal to handle. I've beaten it plenty of times because all you have to do is stop the Cosmo Brain and then the deck slows down big time. End of case. Ha to you people who complain about Trick Up Your Sleeves. I'm glad they didn't hit it. Go deal with it. I don't think they ever will hit it. Yes. You know, I think the bigger move would have probably been to hit Yugioh either way. So I'm glad they didn't hit it. Also, no longer on the ban list, Amazon's Baby Tiger. I agree. Onslaught at 1, who cares? You kill Onslaught, Baby Tiger isn't even that useful anyway. So that's fine. But yeah, that is my review on the ban list. Glad it's a good day. They hit Spellbook of Fate. I knew this was going to happen next ban list. I knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time, because Spellbook of Fate was really just the main broken card that was just, it made it unfair. It was an unfair card, and now that they tempered it a little bit, the meta game can change, and I hopefully will see less play in Spellbooks. I do hope we do see less play in Spellbooks, because it was an annoying deck because of it. But yeah, that's my review. I'll hit y'all up when the epic Yugi event comes out. Chopper 200 signing out.